Okay. So I am filming today from my garage out of the wind because we got a bit of a gusty northwest wind today. And I want to show everybody my fall and winter gardening setup. So this is your first time joining me on a live welcome. I'm really happy to have people here live so you can ask Q&As. If you are joining on the replay, then of course you can leave questions in the comments. I will also be replaying this on my YouTube channel, Little Garden on the Prairies. So anybody joining from there in the replay, just let me know. So what I'm going to go through today is I'm going to take you into the classroom module that I've created for my winter gardening. And I've kind of been taking a course myself through another kind of cold zone gardener. His name is Rick Stone. He lives in Utah. So he's in growing zone, I think about 6 or 7, so a little bit warmer, but does deal with cold temperatures, freezing temperatures in the winter. And he has some great courses, and I've been taking it, learning that I can maybe extend my growing season 6 to 8 weeks past my last frost date, which here in Saskatchewan, Canada is September 16th. So it's not that far away. I'm a little over a month away from getting those cold nights where my whole garden can get wiped out all at once by frost. So I am learning how I can protect some of those plants and keep growing plants past that date, keep them protected at night, and hopefully into the winter when they are mature and they've stopped growing, I can actually protect them in a cold frame or a hoop house that will, it's kind of like a refrigerator. It's going to keep those living plants alive, and hopefully I can keep harvesting off of them into maybe November, December. So again, in growing zone 3, I don't know how far we can take it. If you're in the warmer growing zones, 5 to 7, where you are going to get those cold nights, but not quite as extreme, and later into the year, different techniques will work for different people, different areas. Being in California like you are, Tracy, this is probably, it's kind of like you have to kind of do the same thing, but instead of protecting from cold, you got to protect from heat. It's kind of how I'm thinking about it, but we can talk about that more later. So I'm going to try to share my screen so I can show you guys where in the classroom you can, I got a kitten crawling up my arm here. Take you into, and I don't know if any of you have ventured into the classroom modules, but I have created one here specifically for winter gardening. Can you just wave? Let me know if you can see that. Okay, so what I've done is I've just set up different pages inside this module with information that you can reference at any time if you're thinking about fall gardening, winter gardening, don't really know what it's all about. Basically what I'd said is fall gardening is how you can extend your growing season, your outdoor growing season, up to 6 to 8 weeks past your first frost date. So the goal of it is to start planting right now based on your last frost date, quick maturing crops like lettuces, beets, carrots, cool weather crops that you can get growing right now, get them to maturity before we hit those short days of sunlight, which is usually around November. We call those the Persephone months, when there is less than 10 hours of daylight, and anything outside will not grow without at least 10 or more hours of daylight. So that's usually what we hit in our cold zones around November. So what you want to try and do is get some of those plants planted now, get them started either indoors, get them into your grow beds, spots that you are going to be able to protect with hoop houses, or be able to put into a cold frame. Sorry, I just have a cat trying to climb up my leg. So that is kind of the difference. So fall gardening is getting them going, protecting them, extending that season. Winter gardening is focusing on keeping those mature plants protected so that you can keep harvesting them, into the winter months. So I'm just going to go to the next module. I'll see what I got in here. Basically, I go into the same details here about winter gardening, something you can read. It's, you have to grow specific things such as lettuces, kale, spinach, those leafy greens, they do well in this method. Hardy root crops like carrots, beets, turnips, things like tomatoes, cucumbers. Those are too tender. They will never, survive cold nights. There's no way of really protecting them in our colder zones, keeping them alive. So there is, limits on what you can do in this method. So again, I've kind of listed how you can protect them. If you got a cold frame, if you can build a hoop house, heavy row covers. I'll show you one that I just purchased off of Amazon. If you happen to have a unheated greenhouse, those work as well too. So basically, to start off, you want to figure out when your last frost date is. For me, September 16th is what pulls up on the Old Farmer's Almanac link. You can go into this link and find your last frost date, count back 6 to 8 weeks, and that is when you should start planting these for your fall garden. So mine was August 1st, so I've already planted some things. If your frost date is, a little later in September into October, you still got a good window of time right now to start some of those things that you want to try growing into the fall. But it's good to check your seeds. I'm going to show you what I'm planting when I take you out on a tour. Check your seeds for maturity date. Just make sure you don't pick something that's going to take, 100 days or that won't get to mature in time before we get that later in the season. We don't have enough sunlight. So I'm just going to flip to the next screen. So where to set up your winter garden is really important. So if you have a garden spot that's vacant right now that you're going to be able to get access to in the winter, if you get a lot of snow, if you're going to be able to water it, you want to make sure that you pick a good spot like that out of the wind. When it gets cold in the fall, here in the winter, we get some brutal winds. So I've chosen a sunny spot on the south side of my garage, where I've put a cold frame in. Again, I'm going to show that to you, but I'm keeping it close to my house because I know once it starts snowing here, I will not be able to get to my garden unless my husband comes out with a snow plow, and I don't want to be trudging out that far to a winter garden. So picking your spot is important. You can read through some of these notes here that I put into the module. And then this is kind of a list of what vegetables work best based on what growing zone you're in. So again, I kind of touched on them: kale, leaf lettuce, spinach, carrots, Swiss chard, things like broccoli. The brassicas are something that the warmer growing zones would work in warmer growing zones if you've already started them and you're transplanting them, but not recommended for colder zones like the ones that I live in. Beets, turnips, all sorts of Asian greens work good. I know some people have already started some peas. Again, if you're in a bit of a warmer growing zone, peas, cabbage, cauliflower will work for you. And I think we went into picking the right spot. Again, sometimes we have our garden spaces right now, they're full of our summer garden stuff. So you don't really have somewhere to start these right now. So that's why they suggest you could start seedlings in trays, kind of like what you're doing, Tracy. Get your seedling trays out, start some lettuce, some kale, spinach. All those are really good if you start them from seed indoors under grow lights, just like you would, in the early spring or winter time for your outdoor garden season. That way they're going to get a good jump on it. You don't have to try and find spots for them right now. You can transplant them later in the fall when your garden starts emptying out and you have more space. And also, because it's so hot out in a lot of places right now, those little seedlings, if you tried to start them outside in the sun. They might just, dry up and die because of the, how quickly those little seedling trays can dry out. So something to consider if you're gonna do the lettuces, kale, spinach, even maybe beets you could transplant if you get them started. So those are good to start indoors in seedling trays. If you're doing the root crops, then you're gonna, you need to find a spot to plant them where they're gonna stay, whether it's gonna be in a container that's what I'm gonna be doing, or if you have somewhere in your garden space designated for fall gardening that you can fit them in now. I know I'm starting to see empty spaces. I've been throwing radishes in wherever I can because they're quick. And carrots, I've been doing that throughout July. So just, think about that. Make sure your soil is replenished, add some more compost to it. So it's got another boost of nutrients in it, ready for another round of growing. And then that's when you can start working on getting your protection ready. There's all sorts of DIY videos on YouTube. These are just some pictures I pulled off the internet. I'm gonna hold my cat here for a minute. So this is an example of a hoop house, cold frames. This is a cold frame somebody built with bales and windows. And this is the row cover that I was speaking about that is really great for if you're building a hoop house, the protection, if you need extra insulation inside your cold frame. I recommend, this is a brand that was recommended to me by Rick Stone in his course, and it's a heavier type of floating row cover that works great in the fall for frost protection. So I put a link to it down on the bottom here too. You can find it on Amazon. These cats are really bugging me. Okay, so that is kind of the tour through the module inside our classroom. So if you are part of the community, always go there, to find more information to read through. I have some resource links in there as well. What else can I tell you? Oh, and I'm just going to do a little plug for the community. If you are part of the community and if you go to our, what we got here, to our community posts, you will see here that I am promoting a monthly membership that's coming in September for Gardeners Growing Together members. And you guys who are already part of the group, all you have to do to get into this for free forever is just recommend the group to another friend, send out the link. If they join the community, they don't have to join the monthly. As long as they just join the community, you will get free access to this monthly membership and also be put into a draw. Everybody that sends in a new member gets their name in a draw for either an Amazon gift card or a one-on-one coaching session with me. So that's a little plug for our community. Spread the word. I love seeing new people joining all the time from all over the world and everybody sharing tips and tricks. It's been wonderful. Okay, so now I'm going to try to get out of this. Stop sharing. Okay, there I am. And I'm going to take you on a tour of my, so can you see my yard now? Okay, so again, this is just kind of a visual of the distance from my house in the winter time. This is our front deck, which looks, all beautiful and summery right now. But come winter, furniture's all gone, the snow piles up, and getting to my garden is pretty much impossible. I did talk to my carpenter friend about building me a greenhouse extended off the end of my garden shed here, but then we decided I'm not going to be able to get out there in the late in the spring or late in the fall. So we kind of kiboshed that idea, but this just gives you an idea how full all our gardens are right now. So that, trying to plant fall gardening things right now is not easy because everything is in full bloom here. I have a little space here and there for radishes. That's about it. I have potatoes to harvest, carrots to harvest, onions. Tomatoes are just starting to ripen and just starting to get cucumbers. So that's kind of the reason I chose the south side of my garage here. So I'm just gonna stop again. And I'm just gonna take you around to my cold frame. See if I can flip my screen here. So I asked one of my carpenter friend to build me a cold frame. I gave him a few drawings of what I was looking for, and he created something way over the top for me that was a little bit more than I was expecting, because he actually took it and insulated it with insulation. So he put 7.5 insulation inside it. And I also wanted it to be just a bottom or no bottom on in the box so that I could set it on dirt and plant right into it. That's not the way it came back to me. It was actually way more than I wanted, but sorry, I'm trying to see now with the sun in my eyes. I'm gonna go over here. So you guys can see that, hey? You can unmute if you want now. Just talk to me if you want. So what I did here is he took a patio door that we had replaced in our house to create the top. I gave him some scrap wood. And then he took it and turned it into a insulated grill box. So got a very heavy lid on it. Just give you a visual of what it looks like inside. I think even the bottom of it's got insulation. So it's got this foam insulation. So what I had to do then was start all my seeds in containers here. Trying to. And I'm having an issue with the cats again, jumping into my containers. I'm just going to try and zoom in. I can. I got beets started here, spinach, kale, and 2 types of carrots. And the carrots had some radish seeds mixed in with them, which is something I do when I plant them in the garden, just to kind of keep the carrots spread out more, is to plant some radishes in amongst them. So those are always already coming through, as you can see. And sorry, rid of the shadows here. So it also, with trying to start these seeds, in the heat, it's really important to keep your soil moist. So they recommend you put some burlap on top of the soil, especially with carrots, because they're hard to germinate. Got to make sure you keep this wet so it doesn't dry out, because again, we're in a very hot time of the year right now. And I'm just going to keep watering, growing them in these containers until the nights start getting too cold, and then they will go into my cold frame. So if you have something growing in a spot where you can build a hoop house over top of it, that will work. And I also put a thermometer in here. I just hung it up today. And I just opened up the door because it was almost over almost at 120 degrees in there. I'm not sure how accurate my thermometer is, but you definitely do not want to be putting stuff in here during the day when it's still very warm. It'll be something that you can put your plants in at night, or shut the door at night, and in the daytime you want to make sure you prop it open to make sure that you don't cook your little plants in there. And then come winter time, or into October, November, when it is getting very cold, I will just have to keep monitoring the temperature, use that row cover to maybe give them a little installation and pretty much just see what happens. I'm not overly optimistic as to how well this is going to work for me in my cold climate, but I have a very sunny spot here. I have a beautiful mini greenhouse, basically, is what he created for me. So I'll be able to use this in the spring for starting a lot of things early. And yeah, I'm not sure what all I'm going to be able to do with it, but that is pretty much what my setup looks like.
So you can
So
put anything in there.
Well,
You know that? I mean, that's a great setup because even though you start on one seedling for this month, you can start on to next seedling for the next couple of months. So once you stop that, you can go ahead and use that again. That's what I like about it.
yeah, I'm going to be interested to see. Look, see, this is
Pat.
a problem here.
Cute.
I can actually use this as a litter box. Yeah, these are my pest control kittens I just brought from our other farm. Try to help me with gophers and chipmunks because they are running rampant in my yard and they eat my strawberries and my cucumbers and my zucchinis, everything before I can get to them. So they're in training right now. Yeah. So have you started anything, Chastity? Are you going to be doing any fall gardening? Got a plan for one or?
I have not started anything, but you ladies just gave me some inspiration. I'm very, very, very new at this. I'm a city
Good.
girl. We moved up to the mountains in New Jersey.
Uh-huh.
So, I definitely want to try. We're leafy people, so we love our lettuces and our spinach and all that stuff.
Good.
And I didn't even naively think that I should be starting stuff now for the fall. I guess you're right because last last season, to my surprise, my scrawny little tomato plants lasted all the way through November because we stood that, that which is weird for Jersey, right? New Jersey. So, um, our seasons have been a little bit weird. Like we were very dry this year.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna give that a shot. I mean, we love our lettuces and all that stuff and our spinaches and so I'm gonna try. So I should start the seeds now.
Yeah, what's your growing zone? Did you tell me? Do you know what your growing zone number?
Six, does 6N sound right? I'm in North New Jersey.
Yeah, I'd have to look at you can pull it up
Okay.
on that link that I
hmm
module, put in your city or
I
your,
think I posted it in your group, like in the welcome post. I know I posted it somewhere because I just looked it up. But we're around there, so
you know, when you
yeah.
usually get frost at night, like is it usually October sometime? Or do you get frost at?
Yeah, so, well, here's the other thing that we combat. We're in a small, like little mountain, so we're elevated.
Oh, okay.
So the like it could be snowing in a blizzard up here, and it's like nothing down in the valleys, right? So we have to fight with
Very,
that too. So yeah. So whatever they say is our frost date, it may not be. We may be a little bit sooner because we're elevated.
yeah. Well, yeah, because from what I was told, like leafy greens are supposed to be really, really tasty because they love the cool weather.
Yeah.
Kale, which I don't care for and didn't
Yeah.
have much luck for it.
Mm,
It's supposed to be super sweet.
mm,
It's like they say, it's a
okay.
totally different tasting green in the winter garden. So that's why I'm trying it. And
Okay. I'm excited.
yeah,
I'm gonna try.
yeah, if you got some,
I'm gonna try.
you try.
Well, might as well, right? Yeah.
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 I'm gonna try it. Yeah.
So do you have
Healthy smoothie.
sorry, go ahead.
You can make healthy smoothies with kale, green apples, kiwi,
Mm,
Mm.
spinach, all together. If you want to
mm,
make it sweet, put honey in it, and that'd be your superfood for making your smoothies. I used to use kale
mhm,
for my salads as well. You know what I'm saying? Just cut them up. They really crunchy, especially the Russian kale. They really crunchy and very hearty. I used to crunch them, cut them up and put in my salads, and it's really, really good. I mean,
Yeah,
especially the kale. I keep kale
this is a red
on grown up.
Russian,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
but yeah, this is,
Good time
yeah,
to do it.
and
Yeah.
yeah, it freezes. It's good for salads, frying. That's
Okay.
what's good about it. You can cook with it and eat it raw and freeze it. So
Yep.
very,
Mhm.
Or you can, do it. I don't mean to interrupt. Or you can do it this way. You know how you cut them up, put it in a flat tray, and put salt on it, and put it in the oven, and it will be like
Mhm.
your snack.
great.
Chips, kale chips. Yep, my son loves those.
Yeah. So for the carrots that I've planted, I was gonna just mention, I picked two varieties that are quick. I don't know if you plan on trying carrots, but um, I had a little finger and a mokum, and they both have like 50 to 55 days. So if you
Okay,
start planting
and
them
so now,
now,
yes.
and once the cold nights come, they're pretty tolerant to a little bit of frost. I'm hoping that, yeah, mine will be well developed and I can put them into my cold frame to keep
Yeah.
them going. And again, super sweet. They get really high sugar content
Mhm.
after, you know, going through that frosting and thawing type process. So that's why I'm trying them. Beets, I think I might be a little bit slow. They should be planted sooner because they take longer. But if not, I can use the greens, the tops, if I don't get any beet,
Right.
any roots. So that's what I'm gonna try. I do a lot of
Okay.
hydroponics in the winter, so I do all my lettuces,
Nice.
tomatoes indoors in the winter. So
Okay.
that's why I thought I better not give myself too many projects all at one time. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you have a classroom module on the hydroponics? Yeah.
I do, yes. I think it's
Okay, cool.
part of the monthly, but I'm trying to figure out how I can give people as much free stuff and then, how much
Absolutely.
monthly.
Mhm.
I do have a course that I sell in there too that I worked on really hard last year for lettuce, mainly how to grow lettuce hydroponically. It's a very detailed, I think there's 15 modules to it.
Oh, nice.
That
Okay.
that you can look, and that's part of that is part of the monthly too. You get that included with the membership, sorry. So, yeah, so just watch for that coming in the fall. I noticed there's another community in school that's strictly hydroponics and he is awesome. I watch his videos all
Mhm.
the time, so I'm gonna try and connect with him more and see if I can get him to come and speak on a live and share his, but he has a free community in school as well. So you can always check him out. I can share that as well. So, yeah, so I'm working on a 12-month garden planner that I'm gonna be releasing soon.
Okay.
This shows everybody how you can garden every month of the year, no matter where you live. And I will be following that theme, throughout the year. So every month that I'm growing something, or say like in December when we're growing in an aero garden or maybe hydroponics. Um,
Mhm.
kind of the theme of the month, and then I'll be showing as much as I can how I do that. And yeah, so I'm hoping to kind of have I guess, a plan to follow.
Good.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. And you have the VA,
That'd be
school group? Is that you that have?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so our community is called Do the Boring Work because we're virtual assistants that do boring work, like invoicing and emails, and we support mainly. Well, I've supported mainly blue and pink collar businesses throughout my 15 years doing this. So I help women who want to just learn how to, start a business from scratch, essentially, because working in corporate, you don't necessarily know how to like go get your LLC and these are the questions for insurance and that kind of stuff, and then just bring them through the journey of
Yeah,
all of that. So
That's
School's been really great. I was so excited when I heard your group. I was like, gardening, that's what I need.
Yeah, there's
Because
so many.
I'm desperately trying to make the garden work, but I think your planner, I now that you say that, I think that would help someone like me because it's I get the seedlings going and they look beautiful, and then I put them in the our little corner, and with work and business and our weather being so erratic these days, like I just I killed it this year because I didn't water enough.
Yeah.
So it was just one of those. It was
Okay.
hot, and when it did rain, it wasn't enough rain up here. So yeah, I'm learning. I'm learning. So I'm happy to have found your community.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. That's why I say we all try to keep each other motivated and inspired and encouraged,
Yeah.
give up, dies, throw it in the compost pile and try
Yeah.
again.
Yep.
Good. Yeah, I'm trying to convince my daughter who's on maternity leave to be my VA, to help me, down the road. She's like, I don't even know what that means. And I'm like, and then I seen your community. Oh man, I should send her there and get her, maybe she can work from home and never have to go back to that corporate job. So, but yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
There's
tell her I've been doing it for 15 years, so
perfect.
Oh,
Good.
that's good.
before it was cool. So it's fun. And then at least I get to look at my little garden while I work from home
Exactly.
and plan on it. Right? Look at it. Not doing good this year. Last year I was okay. This morning I harvested my one pepper. I had a purple pepper and an little orange pepper and two grape tomatoes. I was like, this poor, I just abandoned it. It was just a crazy year. So I guess that too, like watering, we live on wells. So we're on a well. So I'll need to learn how to set up one of those drip systems, I guess, just so I
Yeah.
can put it on and not have to.
Worry about it.
It's the remembering and the schedule that
Yeah.
would be really to keep me in check and keep me accountable and check on it and
Mhm.
not know, like, it's silly things too, like how much am I supposed to be watering, like how long am I standing outside with the hose for
Oh,
like
when so when you put your fingers through the your soil,
mhm,
it tells you if this is a method that the Amish use. So if you put
mhm,
your finger to the soil and the soil is dry, that means you need to water it.
Like if you put it,
mhm.
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
Put your
oh, okay,
finger in.
okay,
Okay, let me give you a perfect example because I got one right now. I got a pot, right? This is one of my melons pot. Can you see it? Can
Yeah.
you see
yes,
it?
mhm,
Okay. So if I put my fingers and I can feel it's a little damp, it's okay. But if it's dry, then it's time to water.
then is it okay,
And that's like about an inch
Water.
or
So
two down, right?
okay,
it's an inch or two down, and it's time to water. I
okay,
usually water in morning time or in evening time, not at night, but the evening time. Like I say, in my time in California, the sun go down about 7, so I water about 5
yeah,
o'clock. Now
okay,
that won't disturb the soil, and it won't disturb the soil. It won't disturb the leafing and the
mhm,
fact that it has fungus in the leaf. And I always water in the ground, not on top of the leaves,
great,
because you will get fungus.
mhm,
So I usually get a container because I'm outside right now. Um, I usually get a container, small container. Chewy, my dog.
mhm,
I usually have a container like this, and I water. It's like 8 gallon. Okay.
mhm,
And I usually water at this time around 5 or early in the morning. I'll water. Sometimes you might have to water twice a day. I mean,
yeah,
twice a day because my heat in California is 95 degrees right now. And
mhm,
I'm telling you, my plants right now, you can tell when the leaves. I'm gonna see if I can show it. And my vegetable, can you see it?
Oh, yeah.
a little
See
bit, yeah,
the leaves? This is telling you that they need watering.
yeah,
My things are dry, so it's telling me I need watering. So I need to water right now. But will water at 5 o'clock because if you water too soon in a hot it will burn
It'll burn those.
the
Yeah, I've never noticed that.
Evaporate.
roots.
Yeah.
It will evaporate the roots and it burns the roots. And so therefore, I'm learning too, because right now I have gophers. I had took everything out of my
Yeah,
garden. Let me see if I can
yeah.
out of my bed, put in pots because I had that doggone gopher. As soon as he looked at me, he took my root and down the hole. And I, my dog was trying to dig them, but like I said, let me see if I can turn this around. I mean, it's a work, but I mean, once you start getting into
It
it,
is.
I'm telling you, you'll be out
Hmm.
every day. I'm out here every day,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
and
know.
it's a
I
wonderful thing.
love it. I got to plant I got to plant flowers. My flowers did okay. So I did like little seeds of like, little flowers or cosmos, nothing crazy. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is great. But my favorite flower are sunflowers. And
Girl.
something ate them in the beginning. And then I had one in like the net, and I told my husband, I'll finally get one sunflower this year. That's all I wanted, one sunflower. No,
So
something
what you
ate.
let me tell you what you that place that she had that awning thing that she had
Uh-huh.
would grow your sunflowers. That way they won't get because birds will get to your sunflower. Once they see you plant it, then birds will see you. Once they see you plant those seeds, once you leave, they get right or they pick the leaves. So what you need to do, you need to
What's
yeah they pick the leaves. So what you need to do is
what's the animal that would eat it? Because I had a stalk,
print.
it had leaves, and it started to bud. Is it the groundhogs that eat the sunflowers?
No,
Is it deer?
no,
Deer.
it's sometimes they do, yeah, and
Yeah.
birds.
We have
Birds
deer.
And
birds but
they
fringe
snapped it in half.
they snap it in half. Oh my God. So what you need to do
So,
is you could pot them, you could put it in pots and
mhm.
for now, because I have mine in pots. Let me if I can show you real quick, guys, if you don't mind. But I have mine in pots. And then when it gets a little bit taller, then I can plant them in the ground. Because it's up past that stage where are you?
No, the animals out here are ruthless. And then I have to deal with bear too. So
Oh, yeah.
I have a lot of fights. I have bears, I have
Yeah, I have
groundhogs, I have
deer and
oh,
rabbits and yeah, gophers.
Yeah.
rabbits, skunk, possum, raccoons.
Yeah.
Like, what do
Yeah.
I do?
I don't know if my cats can take all of those on, but we don't have a dog right now. That was a year out of the yard, but
Okay, now
Oh,
these are the sunflowers. These are called black seed sunflowers. Can you see it?
okay.
Mhm.
And
Yep,
they grow,
I
and
can
it
see them.
grow big. I just planted the seed,
Hmm.
grow in about 2 weeks, and that's how big they grow.
And they
They,
Wow.
transplant,
they
okay.
have they come, yeah, they come. I mean, the seeds is so tiny, but once it start growing, this is how when it starts. And then what I was going to do is put, you know how you have toilet paper, the holder, toilet paper holder. Cut some.
Hmm.
Do this today, but put it on top so when it grows, it won't.
Oh, to hold it, support it.
Yeah, it
Huh?
holds it according, and
Yeah.
the insects won't get to that area. It will still continue to grow.
Wow, that's a good
Got
idea.
it.
I learned how to do that when I had my old sunflowers, and once they finished, I picked up the seeds. Now, here's the thing about seeds: once don't throw away the sunflowers because sunflowers have seeds. You can replant the seeds the next year.
Mhm.
Any flowers you're doing right now, you can replant it by taking the seeds off the plants
Yeah,
and
Hmm.
then put it in paper bags and then
I'm working on
so
a seed collecting video. Whenever I collect them,
Yeah.
whatever I'm doing, I'll try to video it and then
That I don't even know. I wouldn't even know how to do that. So I would like, I would need you to show
so
me,
once you
Tracy. How, like
start
how?
oh wow, that's
so once you get I'm telling you, you're gonna be so amazed what you have accomplished. This is my 5th season and my tomatoes just went crazy. Um, but like I said, I get a lot of too. This is my second bed, and I did it on my own, and I put it together on my own. Okay, and my squash was growing so pretty. Everything was growing so pretty until the gopher got to it.
Yep.
I'm learning. I'm learning too. I'm learning a lot because when I started my strawberries. I started my corn. My corn is not doing too well, but it's getting helps. So I mean, you got to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to start somewhere. And if it doesn't work out, then you replant it again in the same spot. You be successful a second time. So, like I said, because I'm ordering the taller height one beds, the metal ones,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna take this out and then redo this all over again, and so I won't have to get any gophers. I mean, I'm telling you, you're gonna hit the back. But the good thing is, once you get your fruit, think about you don't have to pay for vegetables anymore.
Oh, I know. We eat fruit and veg. That's mm, takes up 75% of our groceries, and we're lucky that we live around farms too, so we can at least go there in seasons and stuff. But I can't wait to get to the point where we're able to really harvest. So